Meath, about an hour outside of Dublin. And this is where they've done archaeological digs and carbon dating of remains found here to determine that a little over 2,000 years ago, those initial Samhain ceremonies would have been performed. And they performed them on October 31st specifically because back then that was the end of the calendar year. Harvest was done, winter was coming. And that day specifically, it was believed was the day that the veil between this world and the next was at its thinnest, meaning the chance that ghosts should come across and spook you were at their best. And how would they ward off those spooky spirits? They would wear masks and costumes to scare them away. They would carve turnips and put candles in them on the windowsill to scare them off. And those are the kinds of traditions that, as the Irish came across the world, especially in the mid 1800s, they brought with them, and traditions that you and I embrace as our favorite things to do on Halloween night.
Wow,
cool.
the history is fun.
I have seen pictures of little turnips carved out like little jack-o'-lanterns. They are terrifying. You talk about the original Halloween scaries, like that was it. Those little veggies, yikes.
Well, imagine, Emily, how scary it is to actually carve those things, because those are tough. Which is why the pumpkin eventually became the preferred item to carve. They're just a little bit bigger, a little bit mushier, a little bit easier to carve. But yeah, it used to be the turnip, and those scary faces would be on the windowsill, and yeah, they were meant to sort of scare off spirits that were mischievous and might bring perhaps bad luck.
Oh, interesting. Well, how else are people in Ireland celebrating their origins with Halloween this spooky season?
So listen, I've been out here since 2019 covering festivals that they've really launched as a way, in large part, not only to tell this story, right, that the origins of Halloween have roots here in Ireland, but to encourage especially Americans. Close to 39 million Americans claim some degree of Irish heritage. So the idea is that they've come up with these festivals to entice people to come out here. So I'm in Derry in Northern Ireland now. As we speak, folks are getting ready for the grand finale of what's been a week-long festival here, Derry Halloween. And this is a major event, drawing about 120,000 people to this town, which means it doubles the population over the course of the week as people descend from all over Europe, from the USA, to come celebrate Halloween here. So a major festival, processions, ghost tours, recreations with a lot of mythological aspects to them. And that's happening and culminating tonight. Big parade, big fireworks show. This is me down in an area called County Meath, close to that hill we were talking about. This is the Puka Festival. I've been covering this since it started in 2019. I got to lead the parade last year, as a matter of fact. So this was really close to my heart. Very Mardi Gras style, but really leaning on these mythological creatures with that spook that come out here and could actually bring you bad luck. And Puka herself is sort of a shapeshifter. And she's inspired this festival that takes place in a little town called Prim. 10,000 people live there. They all come out to celebrate those traditions, especially those ancient Samhain stories about these creatures that, again, where you would want to avoid, especially on a full moon on Halloween night.
Oh.
Good advice, yeah.
And, Gabe really knows his stuff because you are on your 24th visit to Ireland right now, sir. That is incredible. I know you always find new and fun things every time you go somewhere. So any special new finds this time around?
Yeah, so great point. I've been here 24 times. Usually I've been covering, obviously, St. Patrick's Day. I noticed James was wearing my outfit that I usually will don on St. Patrick's Day there down on the parade in Dublin. And I've been doing Halloween for the last couple of years. Always something fantastic to do and discover. So I did something for the first time earlier this week that I thought was so cool. I highly recommend. It's a gentleman by the name of Tom King, who has a little experience called Umgawa, which in Gaelic means blacksmith. And he takes you to his 50-acre farm out there in the middle of this area called the Boyne Valley. This is an area where thousands of years ago, ancient tribes would traverse over the course of weeks or months on their way to sacred hilltops to pay homage to their pagan deities. As he brings these characters to life, he's also an award-winning blacksmith, so he allows you to take hammer to anvil. I made this lunar pendant that I am carrying with me as we speak, and I will take it back home when I head home tomorrow. But you're out there for about half a day. You disconnect, digitally detox. You get to embrace these characters and these very ancient stories in a very dramatic way. And again, Tom King, you can find him on Instagram. I thought this was one of the coolest immersive sensory experiences I've ever done. And look, I'm a blacksmith now.
Wow.
It's a fully qualified. How cool is that?
That's incredible.
Between the experiences, also just you learn so much of the history of a country too, right? And the people and how they lived. Wonderful stuff. I'm always jealous, Gabe, always jealous.
Well, there's room for a couple more out here, guys. Again, this party's just hours from getting underway.
We're just going to hop
Right.
on
And
top
you're
of his
dressed the part.
broom.
I've got my green. I'm ready. Yeah,
There you go.
it's just a quick broom flight over there. So I'll see you soon. Gabe, thank you so much. And happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween.
Enjoy the rest of your time
Happy
in
Halloween,
Ireland.
to you guys.
Yeah.
Always a pleasure to be on the show.
Oh, always fun to have you. Hey, if you
Yeah.
want to learn more about Ireland's connections to Halloween and how they are celebrating the spooky holiday, and if you want to plan your perfect vacation to the Emerald Isle, check out the story on coin.com.
That's fun stuff right there.
That's very cool.